Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to talk to you about how Poppy is the best character in Dandy's world, and why. Alright, let us get into the video. So before we actually get into the why, we need to look into the how. To start, let's look at Poppy's stats. Poppy is a starter toon who is also a pure survivor, as well as an all-rounder, which means they are good, but not great, at everything. Poppy has only one ability, a passive, being Pop Panic. When Poppy loses a heart, she gains a 50% speed boost to get away faster. At the base you would feel Buxton is a better starter toon because they can almost extract Ichor as fast as V, Listen, and Yata, but this is only situational. Alone you get little to no boost, and the more people die, and in this current player base that will be often, Buxton's ability gets diminished to the point of basically being a toon with no ability, and is only an all-rounder. Poppy, despite being similar, does not get diminished, and can actually stack the speed of her ability with any speed boost she gains, whether it is through speed candy, chocolates, eject button, etc. On top of this, there is no limit to its uses or no downside to activating it, as well as you being able to use it indefinitely as long as you can heal the hearts back through the means of healers or heal items. Now that we have gotten through the how, let's get into the why. Why is Poppy so good? I know I said we will get into it now, but there is one more thing I have to talk about before we actually finally talk about it. Why do people say that Poppy is bad? Despite what you have seen on YouTube, or another streaming platform, or Discord, etc., people always say that Poppy sucks and gets bullied and pushed around because of it. And they would also exaggerate how bad she is, or how bad people treat them because they are Poppy, usually a new player. They also look for the surprisingly, but also not surprisingly, rare servers where Poppy is clowned upon and join their team, usually ruining their team or strategy. They don't realize by making this sort of content, they are ruining the reputation of the character, and almost encouraging the discrimination because of it. But we do have absolute goats like Cyberhaptic who actually show how good a character Poppy is. Another main reason people hate on her is because of what I said before. They are usually new players. No one wants to play with new players because they usually die quick, or because they don't know how the game works, and they want a strong team that does to get them far or find a certain toon for research, and not someone new who accidentally griefs or takes items or does other things because they are new. They are new. Do I have to repeat myself? They do not know how the game works. Why are you clowning or getting angry at people who don't know how to play the game? Aside from that, there are rare Poppy mains that are actually good, but some also die early as well. My first time playing the game, I chose Poppy because I felt it to be the better ability, and getting into my first game, she seemed pretty based, and after noticing how the stamina works in the game, I got to a really high floor my first game, floor 16, rarely taking hits, but when I did, I was able to escape quickly, but we will discuss that later. I could and would have gotten farther, but I had to leave. Afterwards it was similar, but not as close, progression. After purchasing Buxton, I did not have the same result as Poppy because his ability got diminished so much that I was a sitting duck if I got hit. Not including the fact that playing alone is not ideal for Buxton, and there are many better toons that do what Buxton does, but so much better, like Listen, as well as teammates being really bad usually. And on top of that, it is barely good at everything, and that's it. Now that we have discussed all of that, it is the moment you have been waiting for, the why. Why is Poppy so good? When you read the title you probably thought it was a very late April Fool's, which to be fair, that was the intention of the video originally. When Yata came out she was outstanding at everything but stamina, But that wasn't necessarily an issue because if you use a Vmote if you plan on distracting, you can get yourself candy that usually helps you when you need it. And she has 5-star extraction as well as 4-star movement speed and 2-star stealth, being the ultimate all-rounder you could say, except one problem. She wasn't Poppy. She wasn't what Poppy could do, nor what she is capable to do. Yatta may be the ultimate all-rounder, but where Yatta has flaws, Poppy has hope. Poppy has hope. She can do what Yatta does. Better. Stronger. I won't say faster, but I will say smarter. Especially pairing with the free trinket you get if you join the group, which makes Twisteds wait 3 whole seconds before moving. 3 whole seconds that Poppy's ability is active. 3 whole seconds. She can get away fast enough when taking a hit as well as help others move through the map while Twisteds are stunned. And that's talking about one free trinket, and not about other trinkets. You can run her signature trinket, Pink Bow, which gives an added boost to her already great ability, and even Vmote for fast completion or Dog Plush to have a decent speed to evade Twisteds by walking and slightly running, saving more stamina. If worst comes to shove and you're in need to refill some stamina, you can walk and try to get to corners, and if they hit you, you realistically should have enough to make a break for it elsewhere to regain stam, and in general get away. Everything we have talked about is why Poppy is so good. So the last thing we need to talk about is how good it is compared to other tunes. To start, let's talk about distractors. Distractors are tunes willing to take as many Twisteds as possible and find a good spot to loop around a certain area, making extracting easy without having to worry about too many or any Twisteds that can hit the player before they even see a Twisted. Poppy is not necessarily meant for distracting, but that doesn't mean she can't lead them away from others. She can get close enough to Twisteds and take attention away from the other tunes, while still being able to eject button her way out of the situation when taking a hit, which is after the Twisteds are no longer a threat to others. Extractors are tunes who focus mostly to completely on filling up the Ichor machines ASAP so everyone can get out of the floor faster. Poppy, being an all-rounder, can be fast, but can also extract decently well. She is not the greatest or the worst at extraction, so it can be a great help to find the first machine fast, as you don't run the risk of being too far away while also helping out your teammates. Survivalists are tunes who focus on their survival, and can help out with distraction or extraction if need be. Poppy is technically considered a survivalist yet can be great at any role you throw at her, well, maybe not distraction. The tunes themselves.
Tunes like Goob and Pebbles are really fast and focus on getting attention to themselves so others won't have to worry about them, having their drawbacks, of course. Poppy may not compare speed-wise or ability-wise, but she can take Twisteds away long enough while also being able to ditch herself without too much worry. Extractors like V and Glisten are very fast while also being able to help themselves. Poppy is an all-rounder, so extraction isn't slow and can be useful to prime a lot easier and closer than V, as well as not worry too much about stealth like Glisten. Strangely enough, all the 5-star extractors have 2-star stealth. Funny, huh? Moving on, mains. Mains are the best of the best, having an extra stat point, as well as 2 abilities rather than 1, but with the drawback of having only 2 hearts. Mains like Pebbles can distract, while ones like Shelly boost extractors like V, while Sprout heals his allies using tapes instead of his own heart, and Astro to regen everyone's stamina as well as quickly regen his own, and Bobette helps herself and others. Poppy, being a starter, does not have all those features, but she has something that no one else has that I've mentioned before. No downsides. Poppy is one of the only tunes to have no downsides, alongside Boxton and Rudy. But while Rudy is just a worse flutter, and Boxton diminishes himself to hell, Poppy loses a heart in exchange for a small eject button, which can be healed and allows her to move fast and regen a bit stamina or use it to run, being able to get away farther than any other tunes. This is excluding items, as items are a whole other story. Finally, the last thing to mention is that you get this tune for free. You don't have to spend Ichor if you picked her first, and you don't need to work that hard for it if you do select Box 10. I will admit, despite being a really good ability, it could be a little bit better. So an idea, if you will, to buff or rework, it would be that she gets the speed boost when she is spotted, indicated by the eye mark, and gains slow 1 or 2 for half the duration if she gets hit. And if she gets spotted afterwards, diminish but activate the ability again, or a buff to double her speed instead of 50%. In the end, Poppy is a really good tune, and while there are tunes that can do what she does better, she can do everything without worry. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you contemplate on this, and maybe try her out again yourself. I will make a video of a Dandy's World tier list, so you may have some idea of who should you focus to buy or use first. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
You won't live to see the next day.